What is up? What is up? Welcome back to another NFL Rundown brought to you courtesy of Run Pure Bets and Run Pure Sports, the best in all your sports gambling and daily fantasy information that you can find on the internet. And speaking of the best, I got one of the best here at finding these sides, finding these totals, and definitely finding these props. Tyler, how you feeling today, and what do you think about the game last night?
It was a good game last night. I mean, Baltimore pretty much just sleptwalked the first half and then decided in the second half they wanted to play football, fought all the way back and won the game. Lamar looked great. Carson Wentz played a pretty good game too, but that Baltimore defense, they needed to do something about that one corner. I mean, they look like Swiss cheese out there.
Yeah, definitely. And give Lamar Jackson some credit. Boy, going into this extension year, we didn't really know what to make of him. And now it looks like he's going to get all the money. So, great job for Lamar. Nice for Baltimore to get a comeback there. Of course, they weren't able to cover, but that's what happens when, like you said, you sleepwalk through the first half. So, as exciting as this performance was, right? Like 500 total yards or something. It's still not even the headline of the NFL today. And that, of course, is my favorite team having their head coach resign amidst a cloud of controversy. Tyler, I mean, we don't really need to talk about the controversy, but let's talk about the gambling implications going forward of switching the coach midseason. What do you think for the Raiders? Do you think it's better for them? Do you think it's worse for them? How do you rate this team now switching to their special teams coach, who I personally, even as a Raiders fan, don't know a lot about?
I mean, they had to get him out, so they couldn't just keep him there. It seemed like the team was down last week once all the news came out. So
I thought so too. Yeah.
we'll see if they rally. I think it's just you have to take it by game, see how they do. I don't want to say they're going to do this and then they just shit the bed the rest of the season. So wait and see.
Yeah, definitely. So that will be something that we'll monitor going forward. And let's talk about more on that a little bit Friday. So today's our first look, and obviously, we might be treading really lightly there. But a game that I think that we can feel pretty strongly about. Although personally, I don't love either side or total, but I'm going to love to hear what your props are. Let's start with Thursday night football. It's going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading to Philadelphia. The Eagles are right now catching 6.5 offshore, but I'm sure you can find sevens if you like the Eagles side. The total is 52. Tyler, let's start with your thoughts on the side and total, and then we will jump in to what props you think will win.
I mean, seven's a lot to lay on the road, but this Tampa offense should just pour it on here. Their defense hasn't looked too good. I could see Hurts putting up some points here too. So, I mean, maybe it's a teaser spot. You tease it down to one. I don't hate that. As for the props, I think this is another AB game.
Okay.
Because he does a lot of his damage from inside the slot, and they move him around a lot to where Slay stays on the outside for the Eagles. So I like his over receiving yards and him to score a touchdown. And then,
all right, what's the number so I can throw it in the chat?
It's at 61.5 right now.
And that's not going to go down, guys. So I would bet it right now. And what's the anytime touchdown number?
Plus 120.
Okay. I'm with you on both those. And like I said, so this is why we do the show. And some of them will say, hey, we're going to wait. But some of them we say hit right now. And obviously overs on popular players are going to be some that we're going to recommend right away. So I threw that in the chat. No Dallas Goedert. Our guy, Pocket QB Lamar Jackson. Nice job last night, Lamar, throwing up 400 yards. I definitely stuck it to the haters last night. Dallas Goedert is on the COVID list. Does that affect any of your props on the Eagles side, or are you staying away from this team?
Yeah, probably not. I tried them a couple weeks ago. It went bad, so probably going to stay away from them.
I don't know what to make of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Neither.
And I think that we're seeing this with a lot of teams this year where the defenses are so inconsistent, right? I mean, I had them pegged to be a terrible defense, and then I've seen some games where they've played really well. Now, I think from Tampa, we know much better what we're going to get. I think Philadelphia is really a tough team to cap, so I have no problem staying away and maybe jumping into this live. So I think the AB is the best look on this game rather than getting vibed on a side and total. But this is the side and total show. So there you go, guys. Go right off the bat. You get some nice props from the prop king, Tyler. And now we're going to switch into the Sunday games. We have another bright and early game. Tyler, are you going to get up early to watch the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars?
No, I mean, I didn't get up last week to watch the Jets and the Falcons, so no chance I'm getting up to watch that.
Which game do you think is worse?
Probably the Jets and the Falcons. You'll probably get some offense out of this one at least.
Yeah, I mean, at least you had like Kyle Pitts and like I don't know, Zach Wilson's fun to watch and yeah, interesting. So, all right, let's talk about this game. I already bet Miami -3. I wrote about it. It's on my Twitter page if you want to read the whole article. But the gist of it is basically this is a Jaguars fade. I think that Myers lost the team, and I'll bet you there's a lot of Jacksonville fans hoping some of his emails surface here pretty soon. What do you think of this game, Tyler? And do you agree with me that Miami is the right side at -3?
I mean, I'm not looking to lay 3 with Miami with the way their offense just is abysmal right now. The defense doesn't look half as good as it was last year. I think this is actually
not even half.
Jacksonville can snag their first win.
Oh wow! Okay, so we're opposite here.
There's no home field advantage for Miami here.
Right.
The game's in London, so they could definitely catch them in a down spot. And Miami really doesn't have anything to play for at this point. The quarterback's hurt. Playoffs are probably out of their realm, so their season's pretty much shot in, what is it, week 6? So I could definitely see this being a Jaguars spot where Lawrence comes out, has a great game, and they pick up a W.
Yeah, I don't see a Brian Flores team quitting. I mean, we saw that one year when they had no hope, and he willed them to 4 wins. So let's see what type of magic he has. There's also a chance that Tua returns here, and here's one of my issues too. Urban, first of all, isn't ready to take a normal road trip in the NFL, right? Now he's got to do an international road trip here. So I also think that Flores will have the advantage there. Just talent-wise on the rosters, though, wouldn't you say that Miami's got a nice advantage there, especially on the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, I say they have a talent advantage, but numbers-wise, I mean, neither defense has shown me anything to be like, that defense is better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The total's 47. I mean, since we're basically spending the first 5 minutes of the show talking how bad the defenses are, do we look towards an over, or do we think because of the slow start and the weird time zone and stuff that that's a bad look?
Yeah, I mean, it's like right in that realm where I don't want to play it either at 47, yeah. So it's probably a wait and
see. If it was in
maybe
Florida, right?
Spot.
I think we would take it in Florida, right? Where we just knew it was a normal game and a normal time.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, the London's what's keeping me off of that over because I could just see a slow start. Like, it's just so weird. Like, for us, it's 6:30 in the morning, and not to mention you get jet lagged when you fly. I mean, I don't know. I know you go to Europe often, right, Tyler? I mean, you're usually pretty tired when you land and everything. So it'll be interesting to see how that game works out. I like the Dolphins. Tyler likes the Jaguars. Full disclosure, Tyler has been better at NFL than me this season. But we're giving you our thoughts. We both lean the over, but we think that's a tough play due to the situation. Let's talk about another game that I've actually written about, and I'm taking another ugly team, Tyler. I mean, maybe this is why my NFL's so bad. I keep trusting these really bad teams. The Houston Texans, it was 10, and now it's 9.5, probably because the Colts just blew it last night. I like the Texans plus 9.5 here. We saw a lot of the flaws with the Colts last night, and I don't see them putting up a lot of points, which makes the 9.5 valuable. At the same time, I am betting on Davis Mills and David Culley, who I actually think David Culley's not doing that bad. But of course, all the Davis Mills slander will be will basically be legit. What do you think, Tyler? Am I going too crazy here taking the Houston Texans?
I mean, this Colts defense last night, they showed they can play for a half.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, outside of Lamar Jackson and what he did with the ball to 2 receivers, they pretty much locked everyone else down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, playing Davis Mills, this defense could look like a brick wall. And Jonathan Taylor could go for 2 touchdowns here, but I kind of agree with you on the 9.5. I think it's too many, but yeah, I'm probably not playing a side in this game. Probably a stay away spot.
I mean, do you think the Colts win easily? Would you tease them, right? We talked about the Buccaneers being a great teaser spot, so I get them down to 0.5, and I can get the Colts down to.
So I gotta get the Colts 3.5.
Yeah. Never mind. Excuse me. I can't do math here today. It's been a rough morning for me, guys. My power was out all morning. It's super windy here. I'm worried my fences are going to fall down. So please excuse me, but that's why we have Tyler here to lead the way and give out the winners. And I'm just, I'm like your friendly neighborhood Holden. I'm just a great host. The Green Bay Packers -4 heading to Chicago to take on the Bears. We talked about it yesterday. I did not upgrade the Bears off that performance yesterday. I really just think the Raiders didn't play for their coach. I really felt that that's what happened. And of course, we say nobody doesn't try hard once the game starts. I'm talking about the preparation during the week, attentiveness in the meetings, and whether or not they zoned them out. I was under the impression that they had. Maybe they had a little more inkling about what was to come. So I didn't downgrade them. The Packers, I hate laying points with them, especially against weaker teams, because Rodgers does kind of just. I mean, isn't he the kind that kind of plays to the level of competition?
Yeah, he's
So
been doing that this year. And
yeah,
this is an interdivision game too. I could see this being like a field goal game or like a 1-point game.
yeah.
But
So
I'm also not running to take the 4.5 with Chicago because
yeah.
we've seen this team's offense just shut off. So probably lean to the under here, the under 45. I could see their defense slowing Green Bay down and Green Bay winning like a 20-17 game.
Okay, and I agree with you there. But I think if you like the under, I think this number goes up during the week. I mean, do you think there's gonna be a lot of people on it? It seems like the under money would have already came in to hit the original number. Now we
Yeah.
should just let the public money just kind of bring it back up. So that's my strategy on that one. I'm not going to bet at you at. I'm with you on the under. I'm afraid to take a side here for our pool that we do. I'll probably take the Bears +4, but I mean I can also see them losing by 20. I think this is a really tough game to handicap because we don't know how well the Packers are going to try. And then, like I said, it was really hard to take anything meaningful from the Bears' last performance. I mean, they won, and Justin Fields didn't even really look that good, right?
No, he didn't. They ran the ball, I think, like 34 times.
I mean, you
And
could
I
do
think
that against the Packers, though.
well, they already had Montgomery hurt, and they hurt the backup Damian Williams. So now they're on to the third stringer if
Yeah.
Williams isn't able to go this week.
Once again, another team missing Cordell Patterson. Let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, who are -7, heading to Washington to take on the football team. And Tyler, we don't get involved in politics too much, but I don't understand how Gruden got fired. Well, I do understand Gruden get fired. He should be fired. But how is Daniel Snyder still an owner? That's all I have to say about that. Let's get rid of everybody. That's the issue. Okay, so now I'll get off my soapbox and we'll get back to handicapping these games. But Daniel Snyder needs to go. The football team is +7. We've talked about how one of the biggest disappointments of this whole season has been their defense. And boy, I read, Tyler, on the PFF where they grade individual units. Actually the Washington D line, just the front four, it actually rates the second best in the NFL, and the secondary is the second worst. So it's kind of it's numerical to what we've been seeing, right? That the D line's getting a rush, but these guys just can't cover. And if the sacks don't get home or the quarterback steps up, he's got plenty of great options. Seems like a great bounce back spot for the Chiefs. We're usually not in the habit of laying points on the road, but I can't back the football team right now. What do you think? Do you think they move the ball against this terrible Chiefs defense?
I think both teams move the ball. I think that total I think it's going to go over. I mean, we've seen every team, even the Falcons, put up points on this Washington team.
Yeah.
So the Chiefs should be able to roll in here and hang 30+. Washington should be able to put some points on the board running behind Gibson. McLaurin should be running wide open against these D-backs.
Right.
But we were looking for a game to tease the Bucs down. Here it is. I'm not laying 7 with the Chiefs, but I'll take them down to 1 and just to win the game.
All right, much better, much better. So I like that. I like your over too. This one I would say is opposite to the game that we talked about early. If you're with us, bet it now. I don't see it going down, right?
Yeah, people aren't running to bet an under and a Chiefs.
Especially, what do you see? I see 55.5. So you might get some buyback at 56. So, I mean, I guess maybe you could wait, but I'd much rather have that over 55.5 than the 56. I think that's a nice key number there for you, right? So, my 30 to 27s come home, stuff like that. So, all right, cool. You like the over. I lean the Chiefs, but I agree with you. Let's just tease this game, and that will give us a little action on Thursday night as well. And maybe we'll add to it. Maybe we'll end up with a monster teaser by the time this show is over. The Minnesota Vikings, boy, did they squeak that win out against the Lions? And we talked about it yesterday, so we won't harp on it too much. Now they head to Panthers, another team that I'm not really sure how to rate. I actually thought the Panthers would be slightly favored here. I'm surprised the Vikings are a favorite. What do you make of this? I like the Panthers in this game at this number.
I mean, this game solely depends on the news for both running backs on both sides. McCaffrey's in.
Okay. And how many games can you say that about, right?
Yeah, it's not a lot, but these
not a lot, right?
With McCaffrey and Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
If Cook's in, Minnesota could just dominate this defense, even though they've looked great to start the year, and just control them, and then just set up the passing game. or on the other side, McCaffrey opens up that offense for Carolina more. So to wait and see on the side for me. But outside of that, Carolina's been really good in the first half. If they get McCaffrey back, maybe they're a first half play here.
Okay. All right. Well. So we're gonna stand by that one. But I'll tell you right now, I thought the Panthers should be favored. I thought this line was going to come to like Panthers -2. So I'm really surprised that they're the small dog. I can get them plus 101 on the money line. Here's my favorite play of the day, Tyler, and it goes right into what we were talking about yesterday, where I proclaimed the Chargers the best team in the AFC. Now they get a chance to prove it. They're catching 3 in Baltimore. And I'll tell you what, as someone who already knew that I wanted to bet the Chargers in this game, wasn't that game great for us last night to just watch Lamar look so good and the Ravens to just look so good to capture everyone's imagination and just I thought it was great, because if it would have gone the way that it stayed in the first half, it could be +1. But after that,
or it
right,
could be the
I'm getting
Chargers
3.
-1.
Yeah, I'm catching 3 with my favorite team in the NFL right now. What do you think of my play, Tyler? And do I need to be sprinkling the money line too?
I mean, I'm taking the money line. Screw the 3.
Okay.
You're telling me a team that's banking on one guy beating us is going to beat them? They have a better defense than the Colts. They have a way better offense.
Mm-hmm.
They should tear this Baltimore defense apart way better than the Colts did.
Yeah.
And guys like Derwin James are going to cause havoc on that defensive side for Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lot quicker than Darius Leonard. He'll be able to chase Lamar around a little bit better. So give me the Chargers in this one. They're winning this game outright.
All right, we agree. Now, the only thing is, when do we get involved? Do you think the Ravens continue to take money, or do we bet this right now?
I think the plus 140 is worth a shot.
Because other than emails coming out from Brandon Staley, I don't know what could get me off this game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd have to be like Joey Bosa getting hurt in practice or something, right? It'd have to be a major player on the Chargers getting hurt in practice for me to not bet this game. So you like betting it right now, or do you think we wait?
No, I like it now.
Right.
The only thing that kind of makes me worried, it is a 1:00 game, East Coast, with a West Coast team coming east.
I think that's so overrated. Yeah, whatever. I'm not really too worried about that. So we'll see how that goes, and if we're wrong, that'll be what we'll blame. How's that sound, Tyler? Let's jump into the next game. That was the one that we liked the most so far, and boy, it's really tough to get excited to watch this game. I guess you get Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, but the Cincinnati Bengals are -3 heading to Detroit. We talked about backing the Lions as a dog here, but we're only catching 3. The total is 47. Pretty easy to stay away from this one, or am I missing some value?
I mean, my only play would be the over.
Okay.
Because I could see Cincy just torching these corners with these receivers and putting up some points to where Goff and them in garbage time are trying to fight back, and that's when they're scoring all their points, and it puts you up over.
Okay, and that's fine. I have no problem staying away from this game. Even the +3, teasing that to 9. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not teasing the Lions up because they could potentially get blown out here.
Yeah, and if you think about it, the Bengals are a team that would be motivated to go ahead and win by some margin. They do need that positive mojo flowing through their team. So, all right, let's stick with the over. Bet it now, or do you think that it goes down during the week? I say we bet it now. I don't see.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably bet it now. Game. I see the overs -115.
Okay, I got the clear -108, but I'm at 47. What are you at?
47.5.
Okay, so yeah, offshore obviously is taken a little less over money, which isn't surprising. Although, to be honest, like, is a lot of like the casual public betting early in the week, like, right? This is like public money that we're trying to fade. It's not coming in Sunday night and Monday morning, right?
Yeah, I'd say
so. Yeah. So what's up? We got our guy Perfect Rotation in the chat. Haven't seen you for a while. What's up, buddy? Let's go to the next one, the Arizona Cardinals. And I get to write about this game a little later today, Tyler. I started to write this morning, and then I said, you know what? I got to talk to Tyler first. Let him see what he thinks about this game. Because I'll tell you what, Tyler, I'm leaning towards a team that you're really high on, the Cleveland Browns. They're laying 2.5 at home. Of course, Arizona coming off another big win. I faded them last week. Maybe I'm just being stubborn. What are your thoughts on this game, and what are your thoughts if I decide to bet on the Browns?
No, I mean, I like the Browns in this spot. I just want to make sure they're getting them guys back that they lost late in that Chargers game on the defensive side.
So this is a definite wait. Okay.
Yeah, we seen late in that game, they dropped a couple of corners. Myles Garrett had to go to the sideline, and then all of a sudden the Chargers were just opening it up on them. If they're missing a couple of guys, the Cardinals should just have their way.
Great
So
point. Okay.
I want to wait, but that over kind of intrigues me at 49.5 because I think Chubb and them are going to do damage to this Cardinals team.
Well, you're getting a great number because offshore bookmaker it's 50.5 right now. So
Yeah, I think
that's the way
drive.
this game trends. Who wants to bet an under in this game, right? There's not going to be any public love for an under on this game either, I don't think.
Yeah, and the Cardinals just had 2 games where their offense slowed down, so they're going to be looking to put their foot on the gas again.
Yeah. What's up, Bogey? It's we're just doing the spread and totals today, Bogey. We'll do the props on Friday, and there's going to be some games we're going to check back in on, Bogey. And I'm glad you asked because this game is the perfect example. I like the Browns, but Tyler makes a great point. There's no reason for me to bet it right now and then find out all those guys are out.
If you're missing like 2 corners and a safety, you'd be really upset going against this wide receiver core.
Yeah, you're right because I personally love DeAndre Hopkins. I think he can beat any corner in the league, but put him against the second string corner just isn't fair. And I'm surprised this one is on the board now. So obviously it was off yesterday because we didn't even know who's going to be coaching the team. A special teams coach. I can't say his name, but excuse me. Someone can put it in the chat. Maybe I'll try and read it. Anyways, Gruden's gone. The Wicked Witch is dead. The Raiders are catching 3.5 against the Broncos, who was not impressed by last week. I'm staying away from this game. I have no idea how this team's going to react to the news. And the offensive line looks pretty bad for the Raiders. So normally I'd be taking the 3.5 in the division game. So much uncertainty. I'm staying away. The total's only 44, though, Tyler. What do you think of this game?
I mean, yeah, this is a complete stay away from me. I mean, unless we're betting unders here, because I think Denver's defense could come in and Vegas could just come in flat-footed for another game.
Yeah.
Other than that, I want nothing to do with this one.
All right, and we're there. So we're staying away from this game. Maybe by Friday we'll have heard something to change our minds. But I'll be honest, I don't see a lot of pros or people that do this for a living rushing to bet this game. This game just has uncertainty all around it. And if you can find an edge, God bless you. And I want to hear it, but it just seems like there's so much uncertainty, so much variance here. I'm happy to stay away. Here's the game that I might get involved in. My power rankings said I should get involved in it. The Dallas Cowboys head to New England to take on the Patriots. They are laying 4 points right now. I told you, Tyler, I love this Dallas offense. And Tyler, not Tyler, Title made a great point yesterday. And this how it was. It wasn't how it was when I grew up, but it is how it is now. Great offense beats great defense. I think the Cowboys are able to score. I'm fine laying the points here against the Patriots. What do you think?
I mean, I don't hate it. I got to wait and see how many of them linemen are getting back for the Patriots because if they're still going to be down 4 linemen, I'll be all over Dallas in this spot.
Yeah.
Mac Jones will be running for his life. They shouldn't be able to put up many points. And I think Dallas can score on anybody in this league. Yeah, the game's in Foxborough. It's their first road game in, I think, 3 weeks. And so they're probably not going to be used to playing in the cold, and this will be like getting dark at halftime. So that's my only worry is them coming outside of that dome, but I think they'll be fine.
Okay, and I like that. Now let's just say, so I think they get 2 of the 4 back because, and I hate playing doctor, but I'm just assuming that the 2 guys that had COVID, they're vaccinated, which is supposed to lessen your symptoms, which means that they should be back. I would assume, but like I said, I'm not a doctor, so that's why we're waiting on this. But let's say they get 2 of the 4 back. Like Trent Brown's probably not coming back. The 2 on the COVID list probably are. Would you still like the Cowboys there?
Yeah, probably. I think they need to get at least 3 guys back.
Okay, wonderful. So we'll check back in.
Yeah, that line like intact.
And I don't think those linemen move the line either, right? So we can safely wait till Friday on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Let's talk about the Sunday night game. Boy, this is quicker now that we have all the buys, huh?
Yep.
Cool. Fine. I think it makes it great. I think it's easier to consume these shorter shows. They get the picks, they get the plays, and they're off to do all the great stuff with all their family and friends. The Seattle Seahawks plus 4.5 heading to Pittsburgh to take on your Steelers. Obviously, the Seahawks, the big news, Russell Wilson out for the game. Geno Smith didn't look that bad, but we've seen this before, Tyler, where a quarterback comes in, they're not ready for him, and now they got the week to prepare. Steelers defense is pretty tough here. What do you make of this game? Are you ready to back your Pittsburgh Steelers and lay 4.5 points with them?
I mean, could we just parlay the money lines from this game to the next game we're going to talk about? Oh, we're not even talking about the Monday night game tonight.
Right, you can go ahead and throw it in there if you
Yeah,
think
I'll
that's the
say
way
I
to
think
go.
that's the way to go. That gets you to even money. I
Okay.
don't want to lay 4.5 with this team. I think they
Yeah,
win the
I don't
game, but
either.
I could see their offense just sputtering again, and then you're playing the game of if Najee Harris can get you down the field running the ball.
Yeah.
But against the Seattle defense, I think they'll put up at least 17 to 25, or 17-24.
42.5 is the total.
It's pretty low, but
Give
I
me
guess,
the over.
yeah, I think they fall into the over there.
Yeah, I like the over on that one too. And primetime games have been going over, as we saw once again last night. So Tyler, let's review real quick plays that we'll make today because we can't. We're not going to be able to talk about this Friday. So let's tease the Buccaneers and the Chiefs. Anyone else we want to add to that, or do you want to just keep it a nice simple 2-teamer?
Just 2-teamer, and then
Yeah, I agree with you there.
and then
There
the
wasn't any
Chargers
other ones
money
that jumped
line.
out. Yeah. All right. So let me put those in the chat. Why don't you wrap everything up for us, Tyler, while I put this in the chat?
Yeah, I mean, looking at all these games, other than that, the only other bets I'd be looking at would be that Browns. We got to wait and see the injury news on that one,
Yeah.
and the Dallas news with the injuries on that New England line.
All right. Well, this was fun. It was a little quicker today, obviously with the buys, so we will be able to knock these out a little quicker. Yeah, I was thinking, with the less time, we'd be going a little more in depth. But I'll tell you what, there was a lot of games I was fine staying away from. And let's be honest, when you're talking about the National Football League, this is the most efficient market in the world. The books take the most money, and so they obviously put the most time in setting these lines. So I think that if you're running a model that's spitting out 7 to 10 plays for you every week, you're kind of fooling yourself that you can beat this long term. You got to be real selective, and I think we did a great job of doing that today. So we like the Bucks and the Chiefs in a teaser, and we like the Chargers money line. We are going to wait on the Chargers money line though, right? Because of the injuries, or no?
No, I think you pull the trigger on that one now.
Okay, so we're pulling I'm sorry. Which game were we waiting on injuries for?
The Browns
the
and the
Browns.
Patriots.
The Browns. I'm sorry. I get the Chargers and the Browns mixed up because we're so high on both teams at the opposite ends, right? And so, I mean, wouldn't that be fun, Tyler, if they end up facing off in the AFC Championship, and not, and it'd be for the bragging rights of the NFL rundown. So
I think that's what we'll get too.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, the Bills look really good, and I've been remiss to doubt them before. So they're going to be a tough team, and we'll be talking about them on Monday as we go in depth. No title next week, so Tyler and I will spend a little more time breaking that game down, and I'll be looking forward to that. And boy, the Bills coming off what a fantastic performance. They just look great, and there's really nothing bad you can say. If that defense returns to the levels it was in 2019, they are going to be a tough team to beat. You got anything else for us before we get out of here, Tyler?
Nope, that's it. I know Jay will be doing a live show on Thursday for the game. So everybody tune into that, get all those live plays, pick up those units. And they'll be live for the weekend with the Saturday UFC card and then the Sunday NFL slate.
All right, so what you guys should do, like the video right now, subscribe to the channel. You'll get notified when Jay goes live on Thursday. You'll be notified when Tyler and I go live on Friday to give out the props for the weekend. And, of course, notified when Jay is live for Saturday and Sunday. There's no reason not to be subscribed. Please like the video. We'll continue to bring the content coming, and run pure.